Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back ladies and gentlemen for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a fantastic Tuesday and a great start to your week. Today we're going to be diving into Cardano, and I've got a number of interesting things to share with you. In yesterday's video we touched on a number of different topics. Today we're going to do much the same but some different topics. I've got a lot I want to share with you. We want to take a look at what Charles is currently up to within Africa. We did tell you about the update that he had put on Twitter where he spoke about what was coming up, what he was doing in Africa, and some of the meetings that he had set in place. He spoke about talking with the head of nation states and central banks, and he is absolutely doing that. He took 2 weeks off after the Cardano summit to kind of take some time out and chill out, and then he got straight back to business, and he's starting with Africa, and he's doing a bit of a Pan-African tour. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to dive into what he's doing. I also want to be sharing with you this article. We spoke about another article where they had mentioned Bitcoin, Cardano and Polkadot in regards to institutions buying. And that was an article that came out a couple of weeks ago. This article came out yesterday and it reads, Solana and Cardano dominate as crypto sees largest weekly institutional inflow in history. Meanwhile, the retail investor is getting rather fed up, rather shaken out and annoyed and disheartened with this price movement. Your institutions are buying, this sums crypto up, this sums investing up, smart money and dumb money very, very well. And I'm not calling anybody dumb with that statement. I'm just saying that if your institutions are buying, and we've spoken to you about this on a number of occasions, meanwhile retail is bearish and the sentiment's kind of gone downhill, that says an awful lot, guys. And they're buying because they're anticipating the same thing that we are on this channel. Cardano is going to new all-time highs absolutely within this year. It's going to go above and beyond that. We still think there's a very good chance that you get to your $7.50 to $10 price prediction, as these markets move very fast when they get going. And it's much credence that institutions are, in regards to buying crypto, they're increasing their exposure. And the coins that they're going after right now are Bitcoin, Cardano and Solana. Of course, Ethereum is thrown in there as well. So we're going to talk about that. We are going to bring this up, and people get rather bored with me bringing this Elliott wave theory that we have in play up, but we bring it up for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that we followed today. We've made plenty of videos. This video is only going back as far as July. We have plenty of videos prior to that, before Cardano had even reached its previous 2017 all-time highs, where we're speaking about this Elliott wave theory and where we're going to get to. This video here came out on the 19th of July, which essentially, if we use this chart here, guys, was just here. So on the 19th of July, and we've been calling it for a while, we said you finished your fourth wave and you're now embarking on your fifth wave in regards to our kind of macro Elliott wave theory. So this is the 19th of July here, ladies and gentlemen. In regards to where you are right now, so let me just remind you, this is your first wave, this is your second wave, third wave, fourth wave, and now you're on your fifth wave. And what we have actually laid out for you in the charts is the smaller waves within those waves. We believe that you finish your two wave and you're embarking on your third wave. That was signaled with your falling wedge, which is your trend reversal, and you're failing to make a lower low. You haven't gone down to correct again. So the reason that we keep bringing this up is because we've absolutely followed it today, which gives credence that if we're following this so far, we're going to continue to do it. And until we see something out of the ordinary, we spoke to you about yesterday what this sideways action typically leads to historically. There was only one period where the sideways action led to a sell-off. Even then, it was a sell-off that was only brief and short before going on to impulsing higher than where we originally sold off from. This sideways movement is where you accumulate. Institutions know this, the big players, the smart money is doing that. And like I say, retail, I see it in my comment section. I'm not being harsh to anybody here. I want you all to succeed. And you've got to stop thinking with your emotions. You're an investor and you need to act like one. I understand, even myself as an investor, of course we all have emotions attached. But you have to put them to one side. You have to have done your homework and your due diligence in what you're investing in, and the rest will follow, guys. You have to be rooted in your beliefs like a tree so that whenever there's a gust of wind, you don't get blown around. And certainly the institutions are doing that. Now, let's talk a little bit about what Charles is up to. Like I said, he spoke about meeting with heads of nation states, all sorts, and he is absolutely doing that. Burundi, he's talking to the president of Burundi in regards to their digital transformation. He was also in Zanzibar with the World Mobile team. World Mobile, what they're doing is essentially connecting the unconnected. And it's very strategic. It's something I'm 100% on board with what's going on in Africa in relation to Cardano. You know, Charles has this kind of Pan-African vision for Cardano or for Africa. for Cardano, where he sees Cardano being the very system that runs a lot of their infrastructure. And this is strategic in the sense that he's gone after many of the countries within Africa as they don't already have systems in place or ones that work. In the Western world, one reason we see such a kind of battle with cryptocurrency adoption is because you have the legacy system, the already existing financial system, and you have crypto, which is this smaller, unlobbied, challenger, if you will. Whereas in somewhere like Africa, they don't have these legacy systems in place to have to topple over before implementing yourself. And he's spoken on many occasions about DeFi. We're yet to see DeFi explode for Cardano. That is coming. That's going to be a huge driver of Cardano's price if it acts in a similar way to what DeFi Summer did in regards to Ethereum, and how when DeFi really got going on Ethereum, the price of Ethereum went up as the demand goes up, the usage goes up, etc., etc. He spoke about who's going to be the real users of DeFi, and in a lot of occasions it's going to be people in countries that don't already have financial systems, so they can't get loans, they can't borrow, etc., etc. Whereas in the Western world, we already have these kind of systems. They have captured the perfect target audience, the people that have the money, and they're happy to use these even though they're centralized, etc., etc. So it's a real strategic partnership, and he is absolutely killing it over there, guys. I mean, he really is. I mean, this is him climbing one of the world mobile towers, and this is his profile pic. I think it's the president of Burundi. Apologies if I'm not saying that right. But yeah, this was the main takeaway. Your institutions are buying. I'm going to show you a couple of things in the chart. But remember, this is why I bring this up continuously, because we followed it today, and I believe you're going to continue to do so. And I haven't sold a single Cardano yet, because I'm waiting till we get to those price predictions, because I'm confident that we're going to get there. I'm confident in the short term, and I'm confident in the long term for Cardano. The reason we're so in Cardano is because we think, when I often ask myself this question: if I had to buy a couple of cryptocurrencies and just buy them and hold them for 5 years, which ones would they be? And Cardano comes up every single time. There's a reason you're seeing these institutions go after Cardano. There's a reason Grayscale's third largest holding is Cardano. It's because it's a blockchain with real staying power. It's a serious Ethereum competitor, and you're about to see that. The article reads, digital asset manager CoinShare says that last week the crypto market saw the biggest inflow of institutional capital ever recorded. That's really telling you something. Many of you will know that we think 2021 is going to end in a similar way to 2017, and prior to that 2013. You're going to see the parabola yet. You're nowhere near seeing that yet. The FOMO hasn't even kicked in yet, guys. Seriously. The crypto firm says that digital asset investing products have shattered the records for both weekly and yearly capital flows by a huge margin. The demand is there, guys. Looking at altcoins, the asset manager says the most notable coins seeing inflows were smart contract platforms Solana and Cardano, as well as crypto exchange Binance's BNB. Solana and Cardano saw 8.1 and 5.3 million in inflows respectively, while BNB saw 1.3. Now, of course, Bitcoin is the largest fish that institutions are trying to catch. But if you look at the coins that they're going after that, I mean, it's minus on Ethereum, it's minus on multi-asset, and it's up in projects like Solana and Cardano massively. They're the ones that they're going after. That says something, and it's a real telltale sign that right now institutions are going after this whilst retail's largely getting shaken out. There is absolutely manipulation. I'm not calling for it here necessarily. Well, not really. But there's absolutely manipulation at play. If these guys don't want the price to skyrocket, they'll make sure that it doesn't until they're happy with the position that they've got, and then they'll allow it to skyrocket. We've spoken about how price is essentially determined. It's determined by a very small amount of the overall supply of an asset being traded back and forth on exchanges. It doesn't take. If you think about Bitcoin, for example, at $1.1 trillion, you could do a lot of damage with 100 billion. You could do an awful lot. You'd think, let's say, 110 billion, to roughly 10%. You would sell the price off. If you dump that on the markets, you'd sell it off significantly more than 10%. But we'll discuss that again in more detail in another video. So this is really what we're looking at. This is important to have, guys. It really is. We followed it today, and I believe you're going to do so. And in the same way that we were calling for this as the end of your fourth wave after your ABC, and then you started your third wave, your fifth wave, we're calling for this as the end of your two wave within that fifth wave. And the kind of falling wedge that you had one over here, if you remember. This is a trend reversal pattern, ladies and gentlemen. When these break, you then, and you've seen it today with us holding this kind of ascending support line, you've reversed that trend and we're waiting for that impulsion. It's coming, guys. And I want to show you something very quickly on the weekly. We don't often look at the weekly, but the weekly, sometimes it's really good. One thing that we are good at is looking at macro time frames, and this is what we're looking at, guys. One wave, two wave, and you're embarking on your fifth wave in the same way that you did your third wave, and prior to that, your one wave. You know, it's history is literally repeating until you don't follow this. Until you do something out there, let's say you sold off through this, your bottom of your fourth wave, that invalidates the entire structure. You've not even invalidated the structure on the small turn time frame, let alone the big one, which gives real credence to the fact that you're following it. And this is why we reiterate this time and time again. So you can see that you can see what happened here, guys. And essentially, this is what I'm calling for. This structure over here has played out over here perfectly, and it also played out here somewhat. You sell off, you recover, you sell off before setting up to go on and take new highs. This wave over here, so this was your one wave. Let's tidy this up a little bit. Just show you this quickly before we wrap the video up. You know, we're super excited. There's never been a better time to be a Cardano holder than right now, guys. You come up, you sell off, you consolidate, you come up, you set new all-time highs before selling back into them and then setting up for that next wave. Can you see this? You come up, you sell off, you embark on your next wave, you sell off, and then you come up. And until you come down and break this, you've not invalidated that. So I don't think you're going to go anywhere near this, the bottom of this, the bottom down here, but ultimately things are looking good. You guys get what I'm saying. I'm going to love and leave you on that note, guys. If you've enjoyed the content, like is always appreciated. So is a comment. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. It doesn't go unnoticed. We do take note of all your comments. We've got lots of big things coming for the channel. We're just trying to find time to implement them. Remember, we do have the All-In Crypto Cardano stake pool. The ticker is All-In. If you want to delegate to us, feel free. I'm going to love and leave you on that note, guys. Don't get shaken out. If the institutions are buying, maybe think about what you guys should be doing. I'm going to love and leave you. Goodbye.